If you're going to college this fall, this is honest advice about making friends, especially if you're going in alone. That is somewhat harsh. The rest of the summer, running up to day 1 of school, I'm continuing my advice series, so follow along if you want brutal honesty. People often say join clubs gets the magical golden ticket to making friends. I've also given this advice before. What we're really saying is that you need to put yourself out there and make an active effort to meet people. The people who don't do the stuff and wait for friends to fall into their lap are usually the loneliest by the end of the year and tend to be the most jaded. Popularity doesn't exist in the same way as it did in high school, if it exists at all. You make friends because you're on the same wavelength, you like the same things, you actually vibe with the person, not because, you grew up in the same hometown and you've always been around each other. I always am genuinely stunned when people pull the mean girl card in university or college, thinking that that will earn them social points, and it's weird because you're in this transition where some people will still fall for that and flock to these people, but I promise these girls, these groups of people are now the outliers. They are now being judged for the way that they're acting rather than being the judges of everyone else. And that brings me to communication with friends, but especially with roommates. You need to get that passive aggressive shit just thrown out the window. Gone. Learn to communicate honestly and candidly, accepting while giving the other person grace that their reaction is not your problem if you are respectful and kind. And I will say, too many people go, oh, it wasn't passive because I used respectful language with the therapy speak. But your intention matters, and so does your tone and your approach. Everyone is guilty of being passive at some point, so give yourself some grace, but be aware because not knowing how to communicate properly is what ends friendships and breaks college houses up.